This is just my other account. Yes, let me see if I can hear it. This is just for the stream.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. This is just my other account. Yes, let me see if I can hear it. This is just for the stream.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so basically I'm juggling jobs right now. Um commentating and I have a team. Yes, sir. Beta Zero Racing. Currently we are first and second with our times really close together with each other. So the two Beta Zero Racing cars are first and second. The Spirit car just rolling here into the pits, currently in third with Sang Stam here. Jack Wreck for the Russian Power Racing team here in fourth position. Uh, the owner of the Russian Power Racing team here in fifth position here. He's driving for the anime car. I'm not really too sure what this team name is, what their team name is. We've got the Ferraris way down the field. These guys are normally extremely strong. We can see one of the Beta Zero racing cars here actually in the background. He's probably on our hot lap. So we're gonna go ahead and wait and see what the qualifying order is here, and we're gonna get these cars onto the grid and whatnot. I believe we're probably gonna be doing about 12 laps here. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and make sure that everybody knows what's going on. So let me just introduce you to the weekend. We've got a sprint race first, which is the shorter race, and we've got collision on for this race, which should be extremely interesting considering on how tight this track is and how short this track is as well. A minute and 7 seconds, you're gonna come up on lap traffic like that. Um, and then after the sprint race, we have the feature race, which is what we estimated to be around 39 laps, but we're gonna have to wait and see. That one's gonna be the longer race, and there's no collision on, so it actually relies more on strategy and consistency from the driver and the team. So that's why this is gonna be a pretty interesting race. Brazil is one of our F1 reject tracks, but it's perfect for GT3. We've got Hoffler here finishing provisional pole position. Can his teammate come along and beat him? We're gonna find out here in a second. With a purple middle sector, let's see what he can do right towards the end of the lap. Hollow 2002. Let's see what he's coming now across the line. Oh, two final purple sectors. Okay, so now everybody's here set up. Everybody's just gonna get back, um, get on the grid, and then finish qualifying, and that'll. Okay, so right now we're just waiting for the cars to get onto the grid, and we're waiting for our British feature commentator to join. Okay, looks like we've got somebody who's just joining the grid now. And you already know what happens to people who don't do the formation lap. They get left out. Okay, what was the point of that? Who is that? Okay. All right, so it's lights out and away we go. We've got the two uh, Beta Zero racing cars here leading the front of the pack here. We've got the Russian Power racing car. We've got four we got four midnights here, midnight martinis, martini GT3s here leading the field. So it's a 1-2 Beta Zero racing and a 3-4 Toyota Zent racing here. So a really competitive field already. Let's see here, waiting for this guy. All right, as you see the rest of the field come back here, and the leader's already making a sizable impact on the cars behind. So when the collision gets turned on, it's going to be quite an event here. Let's go on board with let's go on board with Paulo here, just to see what it's like from back here. Because I also got to tell this other guy too. All right, on board with Hoffler here. Um, they're gonna be passing this guy who is not the leader, but yeah, he should be lapped pretty quickly. Let's see here. On board with Hoffler here. Looks like we have Paulo here making a small little mistake here. This guy's just gonna get out of the way. He's about a lap down. Well, actually, he's on the same lap as a lot of these guys, but in terms of pace, looks like the Beta Zero guys really have the pace right now. With the other Midnight cars directly behind them, so it goes to show you that there's a lot of pace in that car. Last week we had an all Dragonite field, and it looks like it's Dragonite's sister company, Midnight, that's leading the pace here. Collision comes on in exactly a lap here. As soon as these guys come around and finish this lap, so we're gonna go ahead and wait and see what's up with that. See if we can get our British commentator on board. All right, so here we go. Collision is now enabled. All right. So now this is going to be an interesting battle. We see that Hoffler here has nobody ahead of him. Paulo only has his teammate ahead of him. Oh, as he goes through a big slide, he has a big moment. And will he lose the position to Mavis? It's a good question. These guys are right on top of each other, but it looks like Mavis just backs out of it. Mavis here having a little bit of a moment, running into the back of Paulo. It looks like in the Beta Zero car here. The Toyota Zent running a black livery and ooh, going wide again, really kicking the back out. That's not going to be great for the rear tires. Let's go a little bit down the field here. We've got a huge battle. We've got Sang here, which is actually one of our previous race winners. So him falling down the field isn't going to be too healthy with him. I own this team, so I'm going to be looking at this team a lot to make sure my drivers are doing okay. So if I'm looking at these drivers a lot, then you know why. But it looks like our drivers here have a really healthy lead with the other Midnights in the background, the Toyota Zents. With our first Dragonite here, running in fifth place. Then we've got the Valor Atlanta here, the Valor Atlanta GT3, running the Russian Power livery, going off the track a little bit there. It doesn't look like he lost too much time from that. Let's go on board with our leader again. Just need to check these guys out. All right, so let's go into the midfield. Our Ferrari boys are all the way down in 15th and 16th. I'm not sure what happened. Last week these guys finished first and second. These guys were running a 1-2. Looks like Ericsson here is going to be making the move. Let's see if that pays off for him. Oh, doesn't. He loses a position to his teammate even. And then speaking of his teammate, looks like he goes over the curb or something. Let me see here. Uh, ooh, so we got one of the Ferraris here that's stuck. Let's go ahead and green flag this because this is turning out to be quite a little messy situation right now. All right, so we went ahead and green flagged that just so we didn't have a big pile up. Um, so yeah, now that we have the red flags off, we're just gonna check the track, make sure everybody's okay. Um, see, looks like everybody's running fine, and we're gonna go ahead and red flag it again. So red flag just turns the collision on. So you'll notice when the collision's on. All right, looks. Oh, yep, they knew it was about to happen. Beef Patty's here, actually, one of really high rated drivers, so I've heard. He's driving for the new Vexala team, I believe. I believe. Um, yeah, the new Vexala team actually. Yeah, this is their new livery. They were running the green fade to black uh Newbington Motors Vizzy GT3 last week. Not sure anybody's running that car right now, but let's go ahead. Nope, we have a driver jumping out. I think did we have it again? I kind of missed it. I caught it for like half a second there. Let's see. Who is that? Who is that? We gotta go find out. Um, all right, hold on. We've got a car on the track. Okay, that's yeah, that's probably Sang. Yeah, that's Sang. Sang's out. Sang is out of the race. His car parked neatly off the side of the road, so I don't think there's going to be much of an issue there. Looks like Hoffler lost the position to his teammate. Now Paulo's in the lead here. Um, let's see if these guys have any traffic ahead of them or if it was just a random mistake. Okay, so it looks like these guys are running up into their teammates here. So we're going to go ahead and figure out what's up here. All right, so yeah, the two teammates run into each other. Yep, so Scott takes out not only his team owner, but also the team owner before that. Um Tires glitch. Okay, yeah, so he took out his teammate. So last weekend he took out the team owner of Russian Power in Formula One. This time he took out his other teammate in this series, GT3, right? Right. Just letting my drivers know that they should keep. Okay, so here we are running again. Back up with the other team here. So we're running 1-2 right now. We've got the Vexala team here running fourth and fifth. They're going to be getting some good points. And we have apparently Mavis had a tire issue, and apparently his tires were glitched, and now he's in the box right now. Our drivers just need about 2 more laps to get through. They're coming up to some more lap traffic. If I were them, I would stay behind and not even attempt to pass. Okay, which is actually what I'm gonna go tell them. Okay, so the two teammates take each other out, and we've got another car on the straight here, also like parked up. So yeah, our drivers are just staying out of trouble the best here. So yeah, you really gotta appreciate something like that. If I could figure out who the driver was ahead, maybe I could go on board with them. Oh, let's see if they're gonna keep out of trouble. Polo going around the outside. Okay, so awesome. Um, yeah, green flag towards the end of the race. I think there was just a huge pileup somewhere that I missed. We've got Mavis just absolutely going in freaking insane here. Not sure what all of that is about. We've got Scott Gamer here, the one who took out his team owner and his teammate all in 2 races. He's racing here, and a lot of these drivers are definitely going to be coming uh something. Okay, hold on. Gotta announce this. Let's go. we have the ever amazing Ant Law on the track right now. Let me see here. What's wrong with him? Okay, right now we're just waiting for my ears. Right now we're just waiting for Ant, Nalol, whatever, to join from the pits. Okay. Let's check everybody's laps. He should cross the line again, so he might be in the pits for 2 laps. Okay, so here we go. We've got 5 lights. Now we have 5 lights. And they're out. Okay, so it looks like our leader here gets an amazing start. Actually, no start at all. Finally gets going. Um, and now the Ferrari is our current leader right here, the boss. Um, Currently, we're on lap 2, but we're actually on lap 1. We just got to wait for these other cars to get here. But our current leader in the pits, just because he got a little bit of a timer advantage, so we're gonna go ahead and assume that's an anomaly. Um, Everybody currently, the times right now don't matter whatsoever, so don't pay too much attention to them. The Ferrari driver that we were on board with just now actually fell way into the pack right now. Now we've got Greg here who's leading the pack, just next to Zach here actually. So Zach slash Greg here are your current leaders. Greg here in the Vexola car, Vexala car, I believe. Sorry, that's how you pronounce it. And we've got Zach in the Lotus just behind him. Currently, we've got 2 Vexalas, second and third right now, or even first and third, with the 2 Beta Zero racing cars behind. Um, so now these guys should be somewhat on the same lap now. Let's see. All right, so we're almost at the same time now. So when these guys come around the next straight, we're gonna release Ant into the pack. I had like an ant pack. All right, as he released himself into the pack. All right, as Luca releases him into the pack, which is perfect. Okay, now that the grid is kind of normalized here, we've got the two beta racing cars here, um, in middle of the pack, running currently fourth and fifth right now. So these guys need to make their way back up the grid here. Just go ahead and figure out this strategy. All right, so I believe a lot of the drivers here are going to be doing a 20% uh, race here. Sorry, a 3-stop race here. So we're not really sure how much these guys have fueled. So let's go ahead and figure this out since the long runs here are going to be very important to figure out. So 74 is what Zach is running. And it looks like a lot of these other guys are going to have to start fuel saving soon. Go ahead and report that. All right, and we're back. So from what we've looked at from the team data here, it looks like these cars up here probably won't make it to the end. These guys are running lower on fuel. Let's look at car 69. We can. All right, so car 69. Yep, they're both running lower fuel. So let's see who's got their strategy right here. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at that at lap 5. Give me a second. Okay, so we've got the two beta racing cars here actually running in third and fourth right now. So we've got one on the podium. But these guys ahead are actually running lighter fuel. So we've actually got Sang back here as well. He had a horrible last race, and the Ferraris just seem to be falling down the field. They're not strong at all. We haven't seen any Valors up here either. In fact, this is probably the only Valor, and he almost made it onto the podium last race until he got taken out by his teammate, which is a shame for that team because I think they have a really good car under their hands, especially on the high fuel situations. I thought these guys would really pull away. Um, as for the rest of the guys, these Ferrari drivers aren't doing too good. They're running eighth and ninth right now. They're kind of running like the Valor guys do be in Formula One. So that's unfortunate for them. Let's go back down the field. So we've got the all right, so we have the two sister cars here. We've got these ones down here, and then we've got the Toyota Zent team. So we've got Autobacks, and then the Zent team, which has recently switched to the Midnight Martini here, GT3. Let's run through all of the cars that a lot of these guys have. So these guys are running the Dragonite Maya GT3, Dragonite Maya GT3, Midnight Martini GT3, another Dragonite Maya GT3, Dragonite Maya GT3, uh, Dragonite Maya GT3, Midnight Martini GT3, Valor Atlanta GT3, Midnight. Uh, sorry, that was a Dragon Knight Maya GT. Then this is the Newbington Vizzy GT3. So one of the few people who run the alternative car, and I believe we have two other cars that people just aren't running, and those are the WVD Kasai GT3 and ooh, what's the other one? We'll find out shortly. Let's go on board with your leader here, and let's figure out what these guys are doing. All right, so the Beta Zero guys here just started picking up the pace. We were fuel saving for the first couple of laps. I didn't realize they were fuel saving this much, but yeah, we're really starting to pick up the pace now, and yeah, I mean, it really goes to show. Well, let's just see what everybody's reaction to that is. I didn't realize how much fuel they were saving actually. Yeah, so now they're picking up the pace, and we're gonna see what these guys do towards the end of their stint. So again, we want to see where these other guys behind us pit. Let's see if they're gonna undercut the Beta Zero cars here. Um, as for these cars behind us, I believe again the Vexela car are just going to make it to the end in terms of fuel. So they're gonna have to start conserving their fuel at some point. Same with the Lotus behind and the other Vexela. So right now it's yellow green leading the field. Two yellow cars and three green cars, followed by Sang, who it actually isn't too far behind those pack there. So Sang not too far away from a podium. He's sniffing it out. He's gonna want to pick up the pace eventually. We're getting to that point where a lot of people are gonna start pitting. So we just want to see who the first to pit is, and Looks like it's going to be this East Siders here. So we're going to see what his pit strategy turns out to be. As for the lead battle here, the two Beta Zero cars here are going absolutely ham right now. Running side by side pretty much every single lap. These cars haven't left each other's side since the first race that we did in the sprint race earlier. It's Beef right now who's got the fastest lap, but it looks like he's falling down the grid right now. We also see these guys pit. All right, so these guys look like they're gonna be going for the 3-stop here. Let's see what everybody else is doing. J and Q also pits, so it looks like they're going for the 3-stop maybe. And let's see where these guys come out. Okay, so we want to see how much time these guys lost here. So when they cross the timeline, we'll go ahead and figure that out really quick. So not sure this is one of the cars that pit. Beef Patties is one of the cars that pit. We should expect his teammate in the pits anytime soon here. So we'll go ahead and see what's up. And there he goes into the pits, just as expected. All right, so now we've got our team up here, and they're fighting for the lead. Looks like Hofla broke away a little bit from his teammate back there. So we're gonna go ahead and see how this strategy works out. Okay, so um, also currently missing our British commentator. Oh well. These guys seem to be they've pitted, but they don't seem to be doing like much faster laps behind. So must be a little bit of an issue behind, I guess, or something along those lines. They really haven't picked up the pace since they pitted, but I'm sure they're going faster now than they were. Let's go ahead and figure out how much fuel they've been using in a second here. I believe the betas the should pit here, and we have somebody in the wall. I believe that's gonna be Scott, if I can find his name here. Yeah, Scott in the wall. Um, as we're back on board with him, we've got one of the cars back there spinning. Was that mine? Yes, it was. Awesome. See that orange car? Click on the orange tab. All right, so let's go ahead and see what the Beta Zeros are going to do here. We believe they're going to be pitting this lap. And that's right, Hofla, your current race leader, into the pits, and his teammate Paulo stays out. So we're going to see how these guys manage to control the pace here. And we're going to see where Hofla comes back out. We've got the uh, toy. Fuck. What is this car? The Lotus coming just out the background here. We're going to see what the gap is. Okay, so here we go. Hello now. We believe he's probably pitting this lap. So let's see what these guys do. Pitting on lap 14. That's gonna be a very interesting strategy that plays out. Let's go with Beef Patties, and Beef Patties is still right on the tail of Hofla right now. You really gotta make sure that they're able to make it to the end here, because we do know that these guys seems to be pretty underfueled and doesn't seem like they have the pace to match that. So let's see what these guys do, if they're gonna make it to the end or not. Let's see here. Paulo pits. Paulo in the pits right now, passing Dakar in the pit lane, as we see him standing there. And then we've got the mine guy from earlier. Let's see where his teammate comes out. Okay, his teammate comes out a few seconds ahead. So do the other cars. So Paulo falls from leading the race right now all the way down to I believe third or fourth position. I believe fourth position. No, fifth position. All right, yep. So Paulo falls into fifth position, but with fresher tires, he should be able to catch the group ahead and pass them really easily. And Hoffler actually now setting probably the fastest lap of the race here with a purple sector one. Let's see how he does for sector 2 and 3. Another purple sector. Uh, well, let's see what he's capable of doing out front right now. With the chasing cars just behind II Beef Patty's current fastest lap holder, has the older tires right now, and he's the chasing car. And Hoffler coming across the line here and becomes the new fastest lap holder. Can he change it? No, he cannot. Zach right now, currently in this battle here for the lead, and we've actually got one of the Ferraris finally joining the party. Seng here, not too far in the background as well. So let's see if Seng and Paulo, Seng and Eric can make their way up to the leading pack here, tailed by Paulo and led by Hofla. All right, so we actually have Zach here now in the Dragonite Mayor here, the Lotus Grand Prix team. And he's setting up purple first sector. So we're gonna see here now at the end of the timing zone what he's able to set towards the end of this sector. He sets a personal worst time. So he does not improve in the second sector. So it doesn't look like he's gonna be able to keep the pace up as he would probably want to. Paulo really here in the background right now. A lot of these cars are do have older tires, so it looks like Paulo might be struggling a little bit in this back here. Let's go on board with Paulo. Let's see how he's finding it with the tires here. For as details as we can get this, it looks like all the cars around him have generally the same pace, but it looks like Law Fungus here, Greg, um, goes off the track a little bit and gives the position back to Paulo. Paulo making his way up to third position in not too many laps here, not too many corners here actually. Going from fifth, it looks like these guys' tires are starting to fall off, and we have a car stuck here on the barrier and it's ant wall. Go ahead and look at this right now. All right, so purple sector for Hoffler looks like he's going for another fastest lap here. Currently 18. Let's see if the boss here is making any ground up on anybody. No, he's currently like 4 seconds behind anybody. The boss is currently in single play. Last race he was winning like both races. Amazing. Quite the fall off here. Otherwise, we had Antonio here stuck on the curbs and he's still stuck on the curbs. So if somebody can get him the hell off the track, that'd be great for everybody. Looks like Offla is now just pulling away a little bit now. We're gonna go ahead and see what that does for his overall pace. Uh, got Zach here, Hollow. Yeah, it looks like Anto is gonna retire now. Well, he's gonna have to retire. We've got the Frost cars. We haven't looked at these for a while. These guys running in pretty much single player as well. The boss actually seems to be catching JQN here, who's running the Valor, which is crazy because that wasn't a competitive car last week. But ever since the new fuel update, it seems like these cars run way better with high fuel compared to the cars behind. So everybody right now is currently done one stop. Let's go ahead and confirm that. Show hits. See if anybody's done another one under the radar. And yes, Frost has done a pit stop under the radar. So let me see. Okay, so Ant retired from the race. You see him walking out there, the walk of shame. Um, Paulo here now again still has the fresher tires, so you should see him start to maybe rule in his teammate, maybe not. See if he has the pace to do that. He's coming up against some back markers here. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that is East Sliders, since you know East Sliders is probably one of the only um, Autobacks car left. So and it is. So he should be able to clear that in relatively no time. Wondering if the team boss is here for that race. I'm gonna go figure out what happened earlier with Mavis because Mavis doesn't seem to be here right now. And he boxes. Let's see. Builder is out of the race. Okay, that's interesting. And now out of the pits, looks like he's back down in 13th position. I read that correctly. ID. Actually, he's still in 10th. Yeah, he made it back out into 10th position, so that's a really good move for East Sliders here. Go back up the field. Paulo running a lone race. Uh, Hoff, Hoffla running a lone race here. And the Vexela car here of Greg running in a third position in the podium positions. 4 seconds currently off Seng here, and Seng is a known fast racer, so maybe he should be able to get towards the end of the race with the fuel setting that he's on. And maybe he could even get up into the podium. All he has to do is close up by 3 seconds, and it looks like he is closing up by that time. See if he can get some pace going here. I'm not sure why these guys take this line. It's kind of a strange line, but let's go ahead and show those pit stops. Okay, so the driver behind, which was Greg, who is the driver ahead actually, sorry. He actually pits, so now he's doing the undercut on Seng. Let's see how that pays out for him. Let's figure this out. 26, right? All right, we're gonna take a look at Aviation Airborne's team here. We haven't looked at these guys in a while. Maybe don't make your cars orange and then make the tags dark blue because they're hard to see. um, okay, so these guys still running strong up front. Sen currently running in second. He hasn't pit again though. I think I just saw one of the infantry airborne cars spinning in the background, and yeah, he pits. So he loses his rear end, decides I've had enough of this, and comes into the pits for some fresh tires. Sang doesn't seem to be making too big of an impact on races like this. I don't think he's good in low speed circuits. He seems better in fast to high speed circuits. That's where he seems to have the pace. But currently running in P3, he is pit stop down on the others. Currently running the same pit stop strategy as the drivers ahead, but not too bad in terms of position. So yeah, Sang needs to pit, so he's gonna lose 22 seconds just about, and he's gonna be put way back. He's probably gonna be about eighth position, seventh. He's probably gonna be about seventh position, sixth. Let me take that back. He's gonna be sixth position when he pits. We've got one of the Russian power cars going into the wall. Is that Scott? It is Scott. Burying it in the wall and taking a good long year and a half to get that car back on the track there. Um, Close battles going on. These guys have been stuck together since the start of time, and now we're on lap 25, and these guys are actually starting to uh, get their act together. We should see one of these cars coming in the pits anytime soon. All right, so Hoffler comes into the pits, and he stops on his marks. Currently, Paulo behind him. Let's see if these guys timed it perfectly or not. Here he comes. Here he comes. And there go. There he goes. There he goes. Perfect timing. Perfect. Awesome. 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 All right. Cool. So both of the drivers just pit. Um, got tires. Great. Awesome. That's probably the last pit. Okie dokie. So we believe they don't have any more pit stops left. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the other guys here. Show pits. All right, everybody else is on a two stop right now, but they've got significantly older tires. So let's see who stops three times. Because currently these guys pit so long ago that I don't know if they're gonna make. All right, ooh, these boys are going really fast now towards the end here. They're running low fuel and they've got fresh tires. So let's. Okay, currently we're looking at Paulo's lap here. Go ahead and figure something out pretty quickly. On board with Paulo, I'm gonna figure out some cool math stuff. Okay, on board with Paulo still, and we're just gonna see what he does for this lap. And let's see. There are a few good battles going on here. These guys are running pretty close. J and Q running right up behind this other driver here, Ferrari of Eric, I believe that is, and it is indeed Eric. Uh, Not running too far apart from each other. They need to get right up on top of each other if they want to start making a difference here. Oh, Paulo here setting a purple middle sector. See what he's able to do. Okay, so now we have a battle on our hands right here. The Lotus versus the Vexela car here. Um, these guys have been the closest on track pretty much all race. And what you don't know about these two guys is different. They're running different liveries, but under that livery, they're running the same car. And these guys have been stuck together. You cannot take these two apart. So now it's gonna be a battle of who can actually keep their tires in the best condition. As we see a lot of these drivers now pitting for their 3 laps. Sorry, they're taking the third pit stop of the race, should I say? Jeez. So we're on board with this battle, and this is for third position. This is for the podium. So this is an important battle here. So Zach here. Oh, and they both follow each other into the pits, so these guys are going to be 3 stopping as well. Oh, this battle has just gone more intense. Now we have three parties here, who all want to win. So let's see here. We've got Greg, we've got Zach, and we've got Beef here, all fighting for that last position on the podium. Well, actually, they've also got to catch up to Seng. So this battle's actually going to get harder towards the end. Seng needs to keep it on the road. He's got more worn tires since he's doing a two-stop strategy, and the guys behind him are on a three-stop strategy. So they've got the fresher tires. Seng would have probably pit around lap 26, and he's going to have about 14 lap old tires by the time he gets towards the end of the race. So let's see what these guys can do in terms of gap. Let's keep a big eye on that gap. Right now it's 10 seconds. We're gonna see if these guys can get any closer than that at the next timing loop. And again, I stress we've got four drivers battling for the last spot on the podium. It's just we're aware of it. I'm not sure Seng's aware of it. I'm not sure these guys are aware of it, but they are going to start catching him after a while. These tires are pretty. Let me explain the tires here. The tire situation right now is quite an odd one. We've got tires that you can do one lap in qualifying and then they're ruined and you have to go get new tires. But during the race, you can do like 7 or 8 laps on the same tires without really noticing them getting worn down anymore. Um, so as you can see here, the gap was 10 seconds. It's now 9 seconds. So it's coming down by about a second a lap. That's only going to increase as Seng's tires start to wear down. So we're going to see what that gap becomes shortly in just 2 or 3 laps. But we're going to stay on board with this battle. It looks like Greg's fallen away from this battle a little bit because he had a little bit of a moment there. His tires look pretty worn down at the end. He's sliding absolutely everywhere. So maybe we can count Greg out of this battle because he's currently way down now in the pack. So now we've got three battling for the lead here. Sorry, battling for the last spot on the podium. This is for third position. So we're going to see how these guys get on with it. That A shot. A. One shot Drew says, yo, Cash. Yo, what up? What up, bitches? All right, let's keep an eye on that gap there. It has reduced itself to 8 seconds. Again, coming down 1 second per lap. Let's take a look at our leader here. Just lapping one of the Russian power racing cars. I believe that's Scott that he just lapped actually, or maybe it wasn't Scott. Maybe it was J and Q. It was J and Q that he just lapped. He lapped 7th place just now. So let's see where these guys go from there. Sang here again doesn't know that he's being caught at such a rapid pace. Last lap it was 8 seconds. It's now 7. So this is gonna get really tense towards the end. Seng is losing a heap amount of time to the drivers behind him. Let's see if he manages to keep onto the podium. Beef almost spins it around there. He almost loops it, but he does manage to keep it on the road. That just gives Zach the positions for now. But let's see who gets to this corner better, and it's so Zach who maintains that position. Lapping some more traffic there. I believe that's mine line 26. We're gonna go ahead and see where he ends up. It's gonna probably be 13th, but that's not too bad of a finishing position, especially in GT3. So now these guys coming down the straight. Let's see what the gap is. Okay, it returns to 7 seconds again. Okay, so still 7 seconds. So Seng may be able to hang on to this as long as Seng can keep his tires in good shape. These guys need to stop battling each other and go focus on what's ahead of them. Um, This is probably one of the best battles going on track right now because there's so much on the line here. Both of these guys again catching third position, and these guys are going absolutely at it here. The Lotus and the Vexala car of Beef Patties and Zach. We really thought it would be Greg who'd be up here, but it looks like his teammate here, Beef Patties, is really outshining him on his debut into the GT3 season. Um, this battle for fourth is probably the most interesting battle. In fact, that is the battle I'm most paying attention to. Let's go ahead and see what the gap is now. It's come down by a second again. It's now at 6 seconds. So Sang just needs to keep his head and not spin it around. Let's go ahead. Oh my god, it's down to 5 seconds now. This is going to be extremely close to the line. Sang is going to need to make no mistakes, but that's going to be so much harder on extremely worn tires. He's just got to keep it smooth, keep it silky, and get that car. Look, you can see them in the background. You can see them in the background. They are right here. They are coming for Sang. This is crazy. There are 3 seconds between them now with 3 seconds to go. I've been following this battle for a while now, and this is probably the most interesting battle on track going on right now. Sang has these two in the background chasing him down. He's got 3 laps left. This is gonna be an amazing battle. Actually, sorry, they've got 2 laps left now. Just crossing the line, of course. And now Sang's got extremely worn tires. I will say this again. Zach's tires are starting to wear out too. He's not able to keep up with the pace here. It's gonna be Beef Patties here who's got the pace to take it to Sang. He's going to be fighting for the podium right now. Greg here just checked out earlier. They're sliding their rear tires. They want to stop doing that because that's going to really affect their pace towards the end. We are on the last lap, the penultimate lap here. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here because we're going to go ahead and stick with this battle. Let's go ahead and look at our leader right quick. It's Halfa coming around the first few corners of the last lap here, and now they are right on the back of Sang. Can Sang keep it together? This is going to be an interesting battle right here. Um, so we've got 3 drivers currently competing for the last spot on the podium here. This is going to be extremely important, not only for the points, but for the pride as well. This is going to mean a lot to all of these drivers. Now these guys are starting the last lap, so they've got one more lap. Sang has to keep these guys behind for one more lap. We are going to stay on board. We are going to stay on board. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. Again, oh, he's sliding out. Now we're watching this battle here, and oh, Sang makes a mistake. Sang makes a mistake. He slides his car wide and he loses third position. Will he lose fourth position as well? He's got a few more corners to survive to hang on to this, but it looks like Zach is barely hanging on to his car as well. This is gonna be super close across the line. And Beef does it. Beef does it. Beef makes the 10-second gap up and comes there home for third place here. Sang does manage to keep his his fourth place, but he's absolutely distressed right now. You can see he got out of the car, he walked towards the braking meter, and he stopped. That's absolutely crazy here. Walking back home doesn't even feel like driving the car back to the podium. Okay, and here we go. This is the this is the Beta Zero Racing team here, finishing 1-2 on their debut race. Debut race, and these two are debut drivers in GT3 as well. Okay. All right, let's go up to the podium.